Welcome back, everyone. In this one, we are back in Ximending in Taipei, which, if you didn't see the other one, it's basically described as a giant street market and carnival festival. The place really comes alive, and today was one of those interesting days where we knew it was a weekend, but I didn't expect to be partying with the gods. Let's get into it. For the last number of hours, we'd had a nap in the afternoon and woke up to a whole lot of commotion and noise. So we had to get ready, get outside, and check out what's going on. Ximending itself isn't trying to be a tourist attraction. It just is one, kind of like authentically. It's just a Friday night in Taiwan, and the whole street is a stage. We walk up, we see some dancers. So what we stumbled onto was called the Qingshan King Festival, one of the 3 biggest temple celebrations in Taipei. And it's the Qingshan King is a protector deity worshipped at the first settlers that came from Fujian, China, centuries ago. According to the legend, when a devastating plague swept through the early Taipei, his temple was one of the only places spared. Now that's a god worth celebrating. His birthday is on the 23rd of the 10th lunar month. But the night before and the night before that, he rides out. So it's a night patrol through the district to inspect, protect, and tonight happened to be the start of that. What really got me going was all of the the DJ stages, the kind of moving DJ stages, the electronic pounding music, the dancers, lights, food stalls. Thousands of people kind of all pressed together on these narrow streets. And this is just one big center where we're all kind of crowded around. But you'll see this is a parade that goes on for a while. They go, they stop, and it winds up and down through the streets, and had been doing so for a good couple of hours at least before this. Like I said, we woke up in the afternoon from a nap. I heard the commotion going on outside, and I thought, well, that's something I should probably check out, but it'll probably be gone by the time I get down there. Later on, it's still going on. And this went on till well into the night, probably at about midnight or so. And again the next day, throughout other parts of the area. It started first thing in the morning, like 6 in the morning-ish, and went all day. A few different groups of traditional dancers. It's kind of a mix of work from the temple gods, but also these are just more traditional indigenous style dances, but then more modernized. You can see how some of the moves that they're making are somewhat related to martial arts and have their roots based in that, mixed with traditional dances, music, and flowing movements. of a hierarchy or an order of traditional procession here. So usually they have first start off with the noisemakers or the dancers, opening the path, drums, gongs, firecrackers. They kind of go throughout, mixed in between in this procession here. These here are dragon dance, and the dragon dances also they require a bunch of physical training as well. They emphasize large group coordination, some rhythm and stamina, choreography, and teamwork. And they're often organized by community groups, schools, or festival committees. Though some martial arts still also participate. The dragon dances they're usually larger, and they involve a team of performers carrying a long dragon puppet on poles, as you can see, and the dragon ripples through the air like a living serpent. And in Chinese culture, the dragons, they're not monsters. These are powerful symbols of imperial authority, rain and water, good fortune, strength and wisdom. Because dragons were believed to control rainfall, the dragon dances historically bring rain for good harvests. So you'll often see them in Chinese New Year celebrations, lantern festivals, temple festivals and parades, and other major cultural events. The longer the dragon, the more dancers involved, the more prosperity and power it symbolizes. And then we get the wonderful lion dances. And the lion dance involves two performers inside of a bright, expressive lion costume. One controls the head and the facial expressions, while the other forms the body and the tail. The lion blinks, bows, jumps, and even plays while giving a lively personality. Typically represents protection from evil spirits. Again, another good fortune and prosperity, strength and courage. In Chinese folklore, the lion is a guardian creature, and it scares away bad luck and harmful spirits. Traditional uses. Lion dances were historically used to bless a new business when they open. You can still see that today every now and then. Celebrate the Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year. Consecrate temples or buildings and bring luck to a neighborhood. The famous tradition is called a kai ching. Literally, it means plucking the greens. The head of lettuce or vegetables with a red envelope is hung high above the lion. The lion jumps or climbs to grab it and then scatters the lettuce leaves to symbolize spreading wealth and prosperity. You'll often see these in storefronts and offices during Lunar New Year, and they're performing short blessings for the owner. Another thing that I'll notice is that the lions themselves will interact, whereas the dragons don't really interact with the people per se. They kind of just perform. The lions will actually go down and interact with individual people, especially kids. They're traditionally known for finding children within the groups, going in with them, and basically playing with the children, kind of like a dog, bringing more of a happiness. Whereas we, usually in the West, I would think of this as like a big scary creature, and yet these lions are part of the community, and they will be part of the kids and their memories of like a big fun, kind of like a dog. So they're there especially to protect the children and to make sure that they're, feeling welcome in the neighborhoods, things like that. A really positive experience. You'll notice also from their movements that lion dances were traditionally basically a competition between different martial arts schools, and so it would be like a competitive lion dance performance, with the drums, rhythmic drum battles, and historical actual martial arts confrontations. And so through that, it becomes a symbol of strength and honor and reputation for a martial arts school. But they would, there's, with the aerobatics and agility, strength and endurance, because they're heavy. I mean, the front performer controls a heavy lion head, and it's got to lift it and twist it and jump while maintaining expressions. And the rear person is the base and the stability. So it's all, and it takes a lot of training and discipline and coordination. And the movements, from jumping and crouching, balancing, synchronizing the timing, especially now when you have multiple lions all doing the same thing. It takes a lot of efforts. Students that usually trained in Kung Har, Choi Loi, Wing Chun are often performing lion dances as part of their school activities. And they're there again to announce the arrival, wake up the neighborhood spiritually, and to scare away evil spirits. In traditional belief, loud noises clear the invisible world before the gods arrive. So then the lion team, there's the dragon dance first, and the lion dancers came. Then comes these really tall gods, the electric gods or giant deities. Another one, it's just something out of this world when you see them walking around. They could also be called generals or spirits. And the guardian, you can see from a great. There's 2 or 3 different ones. There's one called Qianli Yan, which is like 1,000-mile eye, a guardian who can see great distances. Then there's another one that has a wing-following ear, which can hear everything. And then there's the 7-star Lord and other celestial generals. Various temple guardian spirits as well. They're meant to protect the community and escort the gods during religious festivals. Why they're so tall? Well, the height has a symbolic meaning. The towering figures are meant to kind of show power and authority of the gods. They're there to make spirits visible above the crowds. They create awe and respect during religious processions, and they help ward off evil spirits. So in traditional belief, evil spirits avoid areas guarded by these powerful deities. Some of these are also called electric gods, especially in Taiwan here, because the modern versions will include LED lights, glowing eyes, illuminated costumes, and amplified music. And in some of the night parades, the figures almost look surreal. Towering, glowing gods walking through the streets, which was fascinating because when you do walk into the temples and around different areas, every now and then you'll see something like this, or the loud music, even if it's not EDM music mixed with temple stuff. And we'll see another example of that in another video coming up in a few days. Basically how they work is inside each tall god costume is one performer standing on a harnessed frame or stilts, and the performer is doing the walking movement, turning of the head, sometimes arm gestures. And because the costume is really heavy and tall, it requires a lot of balance and strength and practice. So again, the performers come from temple groups and local cultural tropes. Sometimes martial arts schools, similar to the Lions Dance teams. So you'll see them kind of at ghost festivals and Chinese New Year, and also local temple birthdays, which this was. So these guys, they will symbolically guard the procession, escort the deity, and community celebration. in this one here, it's called the 8 Generals. They are performers wearing elaborate face paint, armor-like costumes, and carrying weapons. They move in intense ritualized formations through the streets. They look intimidating on purpose because they're again supposed to. They're the spirit generals who hunt and capture evil spirits. So they're more active. They're not just warding them off. So what they represent. So 8 generals are considered underworld enforcers, serving powerful deities. So there's the city god, judge of the world, judge of the spirit world. There's the Dongyu Emperor, which is the ruler of the underworld, and sometimes temples dedicated to Matsu. Matsu is another god. Their role, basically, it's similar to the celestial police. So these 8 gods. So they capture wandering ghosts, they punish evil spirits, they protect the community, and they clear the spiritual path for the gods. Why do they look so fierce? The dramatic makeup, again, is meant to frighten away things, anything malicious. So they usually have exaggerated eyes and teeth, bold look, like red, black, and white. And the symbols are painted also on their face that represent specific spirit roles. So each general has a different, distinct personality and function. Some of them are spirit captors, some of them are investigators, some of them are punishers, some of them are just gods. And again, they train physically, and they're again traditional for temple youth groups, religious performance troops, and some martial arts schools in the past. For some luck, prosperity, and protection. Then the tall gods, they were the spiritual guardians. Then the 8 generals to protect it all. And then there's a bunch of temple flags and ritual objects between, kind of like some of the ceremonial banners, incense carriers, sacred tablets, and temple officials. And they would kind of represent the authority of the temple and its deity. And then you get into the main deity itself. And you'll see it. And here we've finally got the main deity being held by 8 different people with planks and bouncing around. It's kind of a god that moves himself. And is on a wooden chair, on a wooden throne. He's inside the little box there. And they entertain the god by jumping him around, and the more activity, and the more active he is, then the more happy he is, and the more blessings will come upon the neighborhood. It's interesting because they're not, when the god's there and he's bouncing around, they're there to entertain the god as well, make him happy and jovial, and the whole thing is meant to be spiritually powerful, not quiet or solemn. So it's the movement that energizes everything, and the crowds that will show respect and devotion and all that to it. And here, of course, it's a mix of tourism and locals, but it's always a spectacle. It doesn't matter what, if you've been local and you've seen it 1,000 times, these are always spectacles. And fascinating how much energy and effort is put into it. You can see majority of the people there have also got kind of sweat towels around their neck. And it was fascinating to watch them, go off when they took a break at different times. Seeing them go off and how exhausted they were. There was trucks there with water and medical supplies and things like that, along with them. A whole bunch of things for them to make sure they're taking care of themselves. So after that was one of the planned breaks of the parade. So they went around the corner there, stopped in front of a bunch of big shopping malls and stuff, and then they took a break. So it was our time then to take a walk around the neighborhood and go for just take a walk down the street, get through the people, and find one of the temples that we had been wanting to take a quick little walk through. It's just a small temple, but interesting. First place I was going to go, get some yeah. And so we took a walk and went inside one of the local temples that was around the corner. I'm not actually sure if this was the temple that they were celebrating or if there was another one, but this was one of the main temples in the area. And obviously a lot of colorful bright red lanterns at top, steps up, 2 big joss pots with the incense sticks, a lot of plant life, koi fish, and in behind there was the gods surrounded by a lot of gold writing everywhere. And, it was very peaceful, very solemn. It's a totally different place inside than one step outside that temple. On the outside of that temple, bustling street, modern and busy. Inside the temple, peaceful, solemn, and easy to get introspective on. Side note, and if you are going here, it's also one of the few places that has a free toilet, just in case you need to use the washroom. You can also see on the walls there's a few different deities, and also on the entrance when you're walking out there are two guardian gods basically on either side of the entrance walking out, protected, and they're behind glass. Bathroom okay? Then walking back after a walkabout, we saw, the street performers on pretty much every other corner. Somebody's performing somewhere. This one here, again, you're not allowed to put up anything permanent. So they had just people from the crowd sitting on these guide wires, making sure that they're held tight while these guys are going to do some performing on a high pole. You can see that it's obviously a lot of talent and skill, strength, and training that goes into these. And anytime I'm watching this, if I'm gonna video it, I almost always feel the need to make sure that we go and give something back to these guys. We're kind of taking something, they're giving something, we're kind of taking something as the video. So I feel obligated to support them and to support their talent and their skill that they've been showing off, which is great. I'm always happy to do that. It was actually a really great performance. We really enjoyed that. It was one of the more professional ones. There's a lot of really high talent, obviously, walking around there, and this was just one of those shows that it just shows up, and you're either there or you're not. What a brilliant performance, and good on them for giving this the professionalism that really showcases their talent and skill as an artist. And that's everything for this one, everyone. Thanks for watching, and if you have any comments, throw them down below. Have a great day. See you in the next one. Now go choose your own adventure.